Is Marvel Rivals matchmaking rigged to make you play the game more? A lot of players now are talking about this concept called experienced optimized matchmaking, which is supposedly a top secret algorithm created by the developers of Marvel Rivals to make you play the game more and ultimately for you to spend more money on their game. My name's 8-Bit, I'm a Grandmaster, and on my climb to Grandmaster, I didn't really find that to be my experience. In fact, I'm going to show you some highlights from a couple matches where, one, we made a lot of mistakes that I talk about in my other video on how to climb to Grandmaster, and then I'm going to show a couple highlights that show you the things that went right and that we did right that can help you as well, and to prove that really this game is a lot about what characters you choose, composition, skills, communication, strategy, those type of things. Let's get started. So this is a mostly Grandmaster ranked match, and we all banned Wolverine on both sides, and we also have banned Bruce Banner as well as Magic, because my team hates Magic. I'm playing my main, which is Cloak and Dagger, but I still have a few concerns about the team composition, but let's see how this goes. So we're out on our merry way to start this map of domination, and Doctor Strange is one of my teammates, and Rocket is my other teammate that we do matchmaking together. So I see in the corner of my eye, I can tell Panther is coming back to flank me and dive in. I avoid the jump. I turn around and see him when I come around this corner that he's downstairs in that room there, but I really don't want to engage with him, so I go right back to healing my team and contributing to the battle here. Since I know I'm being hunted, I am playing pretty close to my tanks and hoping to keep these people that are trying to flank me and hunt me off my back. Our Star-Lord gets picked off by Black Panther, and we get a pick on our team as well. It's at this point, I freeze the frame here. You can see Black Panther dove right into me and is starting to damage me, and he loses me for a second, but ultimately does catch me and finish me for this battle. It's clear at this point he's going to be a real pain in my ass this whole entire match. Now, I'm not going to show every single play of this entire match, but I'm just going to show the parts that went really wrong. So right here, I'm with my other healer, and our tank just bypasses Groot, and Groot uses his ult and takes me out immediately right there. At this point, I communicate with my team. I'm using my ult to push us back towards the point and give us some healing and momentum here and push the team back. And as you can see, it doesn't really get rid of the entire team, where some of my team now is going to run past me, including my tank, Doctor Strange there. As he runs by, he goes right towards the point and leaves Groot behind me, who then kills me. At this point, I'm starting to get really frustrated. So I decided to watch what the other players on our team were doing in this match, and there's Star-Lord getting picked off by Black Panther. He's got his ult now, so he's going to run back out to the fray and pop his ult, which is fine, but he doesn't get a lot of value because Luna pops her ult on their team. He does get one pick there. And then what drives me crazy about watching him play is that when he gets back to the battle, he's on the ground. He's using his cooldowns, and he's just jumping around, but he's not really getting into good position. And then our Bucky goes on a killing spree using his ultimate, which really gives us momentum enough to catch the point and keep it for a little while. So at this point, we're thinking, okay, we got a lucky break, but as you can tell, there's already some problems going on in this match. And it's about to get a whole lot worse. We're trying to control the point here, and I'm, again, close to our tanks to keep them healed, and I start to constantly look back for Black Panther because I don't want to be taken by surprise. So I'm constantly turning around and then going back to healing, and then all of a sudden, Jeff swallows 3 of us on our team and proceeds to throw himself over the edge with us because that's what they do at higher levels. Jeffs don't take any chances at higher levels of spitting us out and having us survive. As I watch our vanguards, our tanks in the replay, they're just not doing enough burst damage to take out the other enemies. That's not their fault. They're trying to do the best they can. However, with our Star-Lord just picking at the enemy and our Bucky is just not consistent enough unless he gets an ult, we're just not doing a thorough job of suppressing this team. At this point, we notice they have 3 strategists and that their Psylocke's having a particularly good game, and their tank is being kept alive by their strategist the whole time. We, on the other hand, are not having a great game, and our Bucky isn't enough to carry us to get us there. We do switch up players a little bit, but it's really not enough to make a difference in this match. A Namor would have been nice to help protect me against Black Panther as he just got me there, but no one wants to play Namor or switch up our strategy. One of our DPS switches back to Star-Lord and continues to do his jumping around and not flying as Star-Lord. Our other DPS is flying in a straight line as Wanda right down the main lane and getting obliterated. Right here, Groot uses his ult on us, and then you can't see this in the video, but Black Panther just completely took us all out. We get obliterated by Groot and Psylocke here. So in summary here, we didn't lose because we were put into the loser's bracket or because of the algorithm. We just made a lot of mistakes as a team. Our composition was wrong. We didn't adjust our tactics. I was using my alt a lot of the time offensively, which defensively would have been better against this matchup. And the other team was just really good. They were clearly communicating because they were combining their alts to obliterate us in almost every battle. My teammates and I watched this. We learned from our mistakes here, and we're practicing different characters and different combinations and being able to adjust on the fly when we have problems like this. So in this matchup, I'm very happy with who we banned. We banned Bruce Banner, Magic, Storm, and Black Panther. So already I'm very happy there, and I get to play my main, which is Cloak and Dagger. My teammate's playing Rocket and Doctor Strange, and Rocket, of course, is going to match up really well with both Bucky and Punisher. We didn't know this at the time, but their team chose Captain America and Wolverine, so there was going to be a lot of misery in our back line, but I want to show you how we handled this in the match. So the other team ends up switching to Moon Knight and Spider-Man, and so we're actually not having too much trouble here as we start the match. Our Rocket has found an amazing position here to have Overwatch and be able to heal all of us quickly, and he put his B right back where no one's ever going to see it so we can res quickly for the battle. As you can see here, I'm using my ult here defensively, which is helping my team stay in the battle on the point here as we defend it. I'm staying pretty close to our tanks as possible, and you can see Captain America pursuing me here. And I cloak and fade away to lose him for a little bit. And of course he's right back on me again. I'm trying to avoid Moon Knight as well, and then they ultimately get me. But I'm quick to res to the battle. We're getting close to the round time limit, and the other team is starting to save up their ults here to use them against us, and they are getting a little bit staggered. Once they capture the point, half of us retreat and half of us respawn. And as you can see on the map here, we are split into two, which is very dangerous for our team. Here's what this looks like in battle as we're split up, and now Captain America and Thor are all over me. So I decided at this point to use my ult to get us across the battlefield and reunite with the other members of our team. Our Rocket takes up an amazing defensive position up here with the Punisher, which is really hard for the other team to get to and gives us perfect cover over this lane. Their Captain America is still diving, trying to kill me particularly, but we have really good DPS back there, especially with Bucky supporting me, and so he ultimately ends up getting eliminated. This tactic isn't working for him, but he's making a mistake of trying to do the same thing over and over. Our Bucky gets his ult, and I love what he does here. He turns around and targets people in our back line before going off to finish the rest of the people in the other team's back line. And because of this, we're able to stop their advance midway, and the round is now over, and it's our turn to win the game. After being stuck at this corner on the next round, our tank decides to take us through this room here for another tactic. We all follow, which is great. We're playing together as a team. We're in a tight formation. We're locked in, taking care of Penny's webs here, as well as calling out who we are working on to eliminate on their team. One of the things I love about this play here is that as we come out of the room, you don't see this really on the camera until right about now. You can see the Punisher come out and he takes out Moon Knight right behind me, which really propels us to a victory of capturing this point here. An honorable mention to Penny on the enemy team here. She has a great angle here and is giving us a lot of trouble, and it took us a while to get her out of there. Otherwise, the match ended really quickly with our win. We had great team communication. We had great composition of our team. We had great random players. All these things came together. I hope you've seen by this point how many variables there are in this game to determine whether you're going to have a great match as a team or a really terrible match. And it's not just some arbitrary algorithm in the game that decides that you're going to lose because you're winning too much or something like that. Take the time to watch the replays of the games that you lose horribly and see what the other players are doing, see what your team is doing, and I guarantee you're going to learn a lot about what works and what doesn't work, and it's going to make you a better player and help you rank up faster. We'll see you next time.